Hey, it's Orit, and I'm coming to you from Sydney, Australia. So I'm in an apartment with a kitchen in the background. It's not the best background, but anyway, this video has the great information, so that's what's important. So today I want to talk about how standing up for yourself to your partner instantly improves your relationship, even if your partner doesn't seem to get it half the time. And this is a success story that I want to share with you and something to inspire you and see the potential of how a little change in your body creates so much connection and transformation in yourself and your relationship. So, I want to start with a story about a client that I'm working with who has been bullied for a lot of her life through her childhood and her teenage years. That is her trauma. It's not one big event, but it's all these little events that have been adding up that she's been storing in her body and pushing down and down and down to the point where now in her relationship with her husband, she can't speak up. And if she does, she goes into a rage. And he doesn't seem to listen. He doesn't seem to get it. And he is abandoning her and neglecting her a lot because he just kind of does what he does, and they have kids at home, and it's not getting through, and it's really frustrating to her. However, there's a reason why he's not listening, and the one reason that I'll share with you today is probably the most important, is because when she goes into this anger fight response, now he has a stress response. And when that happens for him, when he's getting attacked, the higher functioning part of his brain is shutting off, and he can't process or learn any information. He's just in survival mode. Like, how do I protect myself? How do I survive this? And that is why when she tries to assert herself, even, when it's out of control, he doesn't listen. He's not getting it. He's not changing his behavior, and it's really frustrating. And then he escalates, and then she escalates even more, and it's just a big blowout. And the reason for her why this is happening is because her body believes that it is not safe. Her nervous system, her primal being, believes that it is not safe to speak up. So she reacts in freeze, where she doesn't say anything at all, and she's tense, and she's holding it all in, and she's feeling heavy and depressed. Or she kind of explodes, reacts in the fight response, and kind of gets in a rage where he can't listen and everything escalates, right? So this is a really inspiring story of something that we did together, and how learning in her body that it is safe to stand up for herself changed her relationship. And they're still working on it. This is still a pretty new revelation, but it created changes instantly. So something that we did was, I should say something that I do with a lot of my clients is I start throwing an imaginary ball back and forth. So just creating this interaction in movement and in imagination, it allows us to engage their subconscious through movement and metaphor. And so I'll give the first image. We have a ball that we're throwing back and forth. And then, gosh, this light's going crazy. Sorry about that. Then as this progresses and we play and we're having a great time, usually it's a she changes the image. So now it's a baseball bat, now it's a water gun, now it's a water balloon. It doesn't matter what the image is. I mean, on some level it does, because there's always meaning in the metaphor, but it just changes a lot over time until we get to something really important. And it always happens. Their subconscious always leads us there. And so what she led us to is us boxing. And it's like, okay, great. This is the image that we're going to explore here. Let's dig in. And this is perfect because we're helping her be more direct. And so we're playing, we're pretending that we're boxing, you know, fighting it out. And I'm noticing that as I'm gradually getting more direct, she is not. She's not mirroring me back. She's not reflecting. She's not getting me back in the same power, in the same, in the same power that I am. And so we stop and we pause because we don't want to repeat her getting attacked and her not doing anything about it. This is where we want to change what's going on. Maybe I can change this. So we talked about it. It's like, this is what I'm noticing. I'm starting to hit you. Again, this is all pretend. And you're not hitting me back, or you're not like really punching me back. And she broke down, and she got really upset and was like, I'm feeling this anger bubble up inside of me, wanting to hit you back. And I literally feel like I can't. And I asked her why, and she said, I don't want to hurt you. This is a huge common theme among my clients, is like, if I say something that I mean, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt your feelings. I'm going to offend you, even though they're the ones getting hurt over and over and over again. And so I said, okay, I didn't say any of that stuff. I'm just saying that now because I want to run with the image. We want to stay in the realm of the subconscious and the body. So I'm like, okay, well, what if I put on a suit of armor? And she's like, okay. And so I do it physically. I mimic myself putting a suit of armor on every part of my body to show her that I'm protected and that she can hit me. She can strike me, but she won't hurt me. So we go back in, and she's getting more direct, more, her punches are getting stronger, and it's great. Like she's like, yeah, like using her voice and getting into this power mode. But I say, hold on, you don't have protection. And it's like, oh yeah, right. And so she's like, I want to put on my own suit of armor as well. And so she does, and she does the action, and she's really feeling it in her body. And now we're both completely protected, and we're having this fight, and she's able to express her anger, her aggression, in this way where she actually feels safe from a primal level, from a level of her nervous system. And she is teaching in that moment that her nervous system, that it is okay to be direct. It is okay to be confrontational, because as much as she's told herself that in her head, or as much as she's talked about that, it has not changed a thing in the moment. But to put it into action, she's able to do this now, and it's amazing. And so this was a real game changer, because that very week and beyond, she has been more direct, more confrontational, more assertive with her partner, to a level that he is hearing her. He is seeing her in this anger, and like, not aggression, but assertiveness. Because we all want to express our anger. We all want to be seen in our anger and still know that we're loved, even if we have that emotion. And so she's able to be seen by him in this way, and listen to her and accommodate her and give her what she needs. Damn it, she needs, like, give her what she needs. So it has just created an instant change, and they're still working on it. There's years of communication between them that they have to change over, but it has created the opening and the shift, where it's just a positive reinforcement every time she goes in and does it. And it's like, wow, I can really express myself for the first time in my life, and it feels safe, and I'm not shutting down, and I'm not going into a rage. And so that was a beautiful story that I'd love to share, and to show you the possibilities in yourself, and how this could help you, like, when your body really feels safe, really, really, like, we don't just pretend, we actually have to feel safe on a body level in order for real change to happen. This is what happens. And it takes away the helplessness. It takes away the hopelessness, because if we say, oh, our partner just doesn't get it, they don't listen, they're not seeing me, we put all the power on them. But when we take control over our bodies, over our communication, and we see that, okay, I actually play a part in this too, and I can change this as well, and I am changing it. And it's like, yeah, we get the power back, and we're not a victim, we're not a helpless victim, and we're not doomed, like we're not damaged goods or broken. We actually can create the change that we want, and we can do it pretty quickly, as long as our body is on board, as long as our nonverbal subconscious is on board. So yeah, that's it. I guess the other thing that I think is important to say is that, especially in heterosexual relationships where a woman has trouble speaking up to a man, there is a lot of, I would say, baggage, like generational baggage around that. And we often tend to feel needy and naggy, and we get called that or accused of that too. And I also think that being more assertive and more in our power, from a really like strong, grounded place, can also take that away, where it's like, we're not needy, but we're actually like, we're confident. We're confident, and people respect that. People get to respect that. Our partner gets to respect that, even if it's hard for them to see it at first. It creates an amazing change in your relationship. And I love, like, whenever I do it in my relationship, I'll still get the feeling of being like, it's all my fault, I messed it up, I messed up again. Like, hold on. No, this is actually not all my fault. We both play a part in this. And right now, I'm gonna assert myself. But I wasn't able to do that until my body was on board, until my nervous system felt safe enough. And now that I do, even though I can have that immediate reaction of like, oh, I fucked up, excuse my language, I can change that. I don't have to go into a fear response. So if this resonates with you, if you have tried all the mind convincing, like telling yourself to just speak up, to, just be calm, and that in the real world, in the situation where it actually happens, that just doesn't work. Your body is just not on board. You're not taking the action you want. Then I would love to speak with you and offer you a free relationship review. Even if this is occurring in other relationships in your life and not your romantic relationships, we can really dig in and see where and how the trauma has been stored in your body, how it's still controlling you today, and the steps that you need to take to get to a place where you can stand up for yourself without reacting in fear, and in a powerful way, in an effective way, in a way that changes your relationship and how you show up in this world. And it's free, and it's obligation free. There's no obligation to work with me. And I will leave the link in the episode notes, or if you're watching somewhere else, it'll be below or above or to the side. All right, so I hope to talk to you. I hope to connect with you. And until then, I can't wait to see you move. Bye.